everyone, I'm Blanca Lucia Bergman of Art Unites, and I'm joined today by a very special guest, photojournalist and visual artist Ernesto Muñiz. Welcome, Ernesto.
Hi. Thank you very much for inviting me, and sorry for being a little bit late, but well, I have to work a lot today. But thank you for inviting me here.
No problem at all. In fact, I would love to hear about a day in the life of Ernesto Muñiz. How was your day?
Well, it depends a lot. My days depends of a lot of things, because for a journalist, sometimes you have a lot of work and you have to go to a lot of places, and sometimes you don't have to work, so then I have to focus on my artwork. So it depends mostly of what I'm doing on the day. But a normal day without working as a photojournalist is like waking up like 9 o'clock in the morning, have my coffee, do my morning things. And then at 10:30 more or less, I start working on my collages, because I'm a collage artist. I use papers and glue, with are my everyday things I use. So I start, if I have a work that I have to deliver, a commission or something, I start working on that commission. Or if I have an exhibition and I start working on my own work. It depends a lot of the work that I have, but mostly it's working in my studio with my papers, and look a lot of magazines, lots of books, lots of papers everywhere, and start putting them together to bring the collages together, no? But normally it's a good thing, because I can work all day until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, and all the time I'm focusing on my artwork, no? So it's a good thing. If I have a work to do as a photojournalist, then I can go at any time, and I can go anywhere. So it's you never know what's going to happen. So that's the part I like of it, I think.
It sounds like there's never time for boredom, right? Never a moment for boredom.
No, it's horrible, because all my friends told me, "Hey, have you seen that series? Have you seen that movie?" No, I have no time to see the movie and I don't like that. I don't like to be so full of work, but well, it's the thing that you have to do, no?
Yeah, it's part of the career. But
part of life.
Thank you so much for being with us today, especially given how busy today has been for you. So I really appreciate that.
And it's incredible, because not all my days are so busy. But today I have to do some photo shoot in a gallery, and the models were a lot of time, with the makeup and with everything. So it became really late, and well, but well, it's all right. It's part of the job.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining us. Now, speaking of your career, would you mind walking us at a high level about your artistic journey from graphic design to photojournalism and then collage art? How did this happen, these transitions?
Well,
at a high level?
All the transitions have been part of a personal crisis.
Yeah.
I started studying graphic design because, I want to be an artist as a kid, because I love to paint and to cut and to do a lot of things with my hands. But when I told my parents that I want to be an artist, they say, no, you have to study something that you're not going to die of hunger. So please study another thing, no? And the only thing that more or less was about like art and something that can be a job was graphic design. So that's why I decided to study graphic design so my parents were happy. I was happy, not so happy, but not so sad. And I was in a good university, so I learned a lot. It was a really good thing to study graphic design. Today I use a lot of things I learned in my career. I apply them today in my artwork. So it was a good thing to study graphic design. And also thanks for the graphic design, I discovered the photography because one of my classes was the photography. So it was the first time I have a true camera in my hands, and it was like something wonderful. No, you touch it and you say, this is something I have to try. No, and I start doing my pictures more in the classes and for my grades and everything, but I start really loving it, no? And I start doing it on my own without any classes or anything. I went out to the streets with my camera and start trying to capture everything, no? Because I live in Mexico. Well, now I live in Barcelona, but I used to live in Mexico, and Mexico is a city so liveful that every corner is a photograph. So it's the best place I could be a photographer, no? So it was really interesting, and also because a lot of things happen in Mexico, lots of accidents, lots of suicides, lots of killing. So for a photographer, it became really important place to be part of. So well, I studied graphic design. I almost end my career because in '94, in Chiapas, there was a guerrilla, the indigenous people rise to the government, and I was sent there to take pictures, and I stayed in Chiapas like 1 year, making photos of the guerrilla, of Subcomandante Marcos. It was called the Movimiento Zapatista de Liberación Nacional. So it was a really important part of Mexico's story because it never happened that the poor people rise to the government. So it was really huge. And from there, I started liking that kind of rush. So I started like specializing in guerrillas. I was sent to Colombia. I was sent with the FARC. I was sent with Sendero Luminoso. So I started like doing a lot of pictures of guerrilla movements when I was younger, like 24, 20, 25 years. And so I have a really una vida emocionante, no? So well, also another thing that was important for me was to be part of history, no? For me to be a photographer was not only to take a good picture, but to be part of history and to tell the people what was happening, no? So for me it was like really important job to do. So and also, well, you travel a lot, you go to a lot of places. You're not get bored because in the morning you have to go to a football game, then you have to see an interview, and then in the night you have a concert, no? So all your days change every day, and you are in places really you don't have only one place to go, no? You go everywhere. So well, I like a lot that part of my life. But then after working a lot of time in photojournalism, you start really know the media, and that the media are paid by the government or are paid by some, there are interests, no, in the media. And then you start, like getting disenchanted of that, because you start with this thing that, I want to inform, I want to be part of the story, and no. And then you realize that you're only giving pictures to help a journal to sell a lot of things, or to transverse the truth, no, to tell half truths. So you start like thinking twice, what are you really doing, no? And in that time also, I was in a journal that was called Excelsior. It's called Excelsior in Mexico. It's like a very important newspaper. And I was fired from the journal for smoking a joint inside of the journal. But it was something stupid that I did, and the media. They took it a little bit long because it was only a joint. It was nothing really bad, but well, they fired me from the newspaper. So I was without a job. I have in my house with my partner. At that time, I was with a lot of problems. So it was a moment of total crisis in my life, no, in my working life, my love life, no, everything was coming apart. And and as a therapy, as as the only thing I really thought of doing is I have my magazines that the photographers keep all our magazines with our photos in it. So I have a lot of magazines and scissors, because I was with no money because they fired me, so I didn't receive any money. So I was with no money in a total crisis, and only my magazines and a scissors, no. So I start like Forrest Gump start running. I start cutting, no, and cutting and cutting and while I was cutting, I was thinking of my life, of what I was going to do. So after some days, I have a lot of papers cut, a lot of things that grab my attention. I say, I'm gonna cut this, no? And in that time, I have my partner in that time had a little child. So we start playing with the cuts, and we do like fun things without any thinking about art or anything. Until I have a lot of papers, so I start thinking, well, I have to do something with these papers, no? And I start like doing little stories and I start gluing them. And I like it. I really feel I really enjoy it. And also I'm really bad in focus, no, because my mind is always in everywhere. But with the collage is really something that grabs my attention, and I can be 100% in it. So I love it. No, it was like, this is something I have to continue creating, no? And then, well, I start doing collages for me only in my house, no, for only my pleasure. Until one day, one friend of mine that is an artist, that is a true artist, because I wasn't an artist. I was only playing. Sorry, I need ¿me pasas un vasito de agua? It's because my throat is. But well, then I I'm going for water. Sorry.
Sí, no hay problema, no hay problema.
Let's start recording. So then, well, I started. One friend of mine that was a real artist told me, why don't you paste these collages on the streets, no? I said, what for, no? Because they look really good and people's gonna grab their attention, and you should do it. And I say, okay, yeah, it's gonna be fun, no? So I start pasting my collages. I make this kind of guerrilla altars that were, Christ and virgins with weapons and with gas masks and, ready to fight. So, and in Mexico, we're the 80% of the population is Catholic. So that kind of images really grab the attention of a Mexican, no? And if it's with a twist, it grabs more the attention. And some people became mad with my work, no? Because Jesus with a gun, it was like, no, that's sacrilege. No, you're crazy. But then people start writing me in my mail, because I leave my mail with my collages. And a lot of people start writing me, we like what you're doing, and yeah, continue, and really good. And so I started receiving a good feedback, until one day I was pasting on the street. A girl approaches to me with a camera and told me, I'm from a magazine of Poland that is called the Umelek, that in the translation is The Artist. And then we're making a special edition of Mexican art, and we like what you are doing here. Can we take pictures of you? Yes, okay. They start taking pictures of me pasting the Virgin and everything. And then after 2 months from that, I was thinking, well, it's a magazine from Poland. I will never gonna see it, no? But after 2 months, a museum in Mexico, a really important museum in Mexico, called me and say, hey, you're Ernesto? Yes, I'm Ernesto. It's because we're going to present a magazine from Poland that is called Umelek, and you are in it, and we are inviting all the artists that are in the magazine to present the magazine in our space, no? in the museum. I said, okay, yeah, perfect, no? So I was invited there without being anyone, the only thing I was doing is pasting things in the street just for fun, just to annoy people and to annoy the government, and that was it, no? But they took me like really serious, and I was in this museum with all these great artists from Mexico, with Gabriel Orozco, that is like the top artist of Mexico. I was with him in a table, talking with him like, yeah, I think that art. It was crazy for me. It was what I'm doing here, no? And it was really funny because the other artists and the people that were there. Oh yes, Ernesto, we have seen your work a lot. Come on, that's not true. No, you haven't seen my work. I was in this magazine just because I was lucky, and that's it. No, but well, that helped me a lot, and I didn't knew that this magazine appeared in 4 languages and in a lot of countries. So a gallerist from London called me one day and told me, hey, we saw your work in this magazine in Umelec, and we love it, no? And we want you to come here to make an exhibition, no? Okay, yes, because London for me was like the promised land. I don't know why I have a lot of attachment to England in general, but London especially. And I say, yes, that's the place I want to go. No? And my first exhibition in London, it was like, oh, come on, no? Because I haven't exhibited even in Mexico, no? So my first exhibition was in London. And I went there without knowing anyone. But the only good thing was that before the exhibition, a friend of the galleries came to Mexico, and he called me, and we meet each other, and we became really good friends in Mexico. So when I was in London, he went to the gallery, so I knew one person there, but we became so good friends that in Mexico, before coming before he was going back to London, he told me, in your exhibition, I will take you a surprise, no? Okay. So the day of the exhibition, he arrives, but with Damon Albarn, no? With the vocalist of Blur and Gorillaz and a lot of groups. It was Damon Albarn in my exhibition. No? For me, it was like, Damon Albarn. So Damon Albarn took a lot of photographers, a lot of people. The gallery was full. I sell like, I exhibit 10 collages, and I sold 8 of them. Damon Albarn bought me my first collage. So it was like, my mind was exploding, no? And the gallerist was really happy because he has never sold that amount of work. So it was a complete success, no? In the newspapers, I appeared in the newspapers with Damon Albarn, and it was crazy. So after that, I started like being a true artist. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I started. People start inviting me to exhibit in galleries, to go to. Oh, I have a gallery in France. Come, okay, I go. No, and I start going at a lot of places, and I start pasting in galleries and in the streets, and then start knowing people from the street art. I start to know Shepard Fairley and the Face, and no, something you never imagined. From nowhere it came, no? To me, it was like, okay, no.
Well, speaking of the streets, if you don't mind me mentioning your work, Coronavirgin or Coronavirgin,
Virgin,
religious icon. Is this in Barcelona that it was?
No, it was in Madrid. I was living in Madrid during the lockdown. Yeah, because well, I married an Italian woman, and we live and we go to live to Madrid, and I was there for 4 years. I lived in Madrid 4 years, and the lockdown was in Madrid, and the day before they announced the lockdown, that no one was going out to the streets, only some hours and some moments.
Yes.
I said to my wife, I haven't pasted anything in the streets. I have to paste something, no? I have in my papers, I have the Virgin. I have a poster of the Virgin.
Mhm.
I have this gas mask and everything. The only thing that I was missing was the coronavirus, because in that moment there were no illustrations or no papers, no. So I have to. I usually don't print in a printer my papers, because they lose color with the time. I prefer to be like from books or from magazines, with offset printing, because it's better.
Mhm.
The colors are more time. You can have the colors.
Mhm.
So I have to print the virus, and I put together this Virgin with a virus, with a mask, and with, instead of a halo, it's the world. No, it's the Earth, the Earth planet. So I pasted one day, and I leave it. The day after, no one goes out, and that was it. No, we were in lockdown, and the Virgin was pasted on the streets. No, and then one day, the mother of my wife called her, and, oh, here in Italy, they put the Coronavirgin in the television. No, come on, no, and she sent me the clip. And yeah, after when they were talking about Madrid and about the lockdown and everything, they make a shot of the Virgin, no? And then after that, it appears in another newspaper from about the street artist. But they didn't mention me. They only say, no, this Coronavirgin was in the streets of Madrid. So I contact the writer and say, oh, it's my Virgin. If you can put that is of mine. Oh, yes, yeah. And they changed it. It was from the Washington Post.
Uh-huh.
So they put my name. And then after that, a lot of people start calling me that, oh, I'm from that editorial. Can you send it for a book and magazines? And no, and in the internet start like spreading a lot. It was not viral, because it was not like a lot of people, but well, a lot of but yeah, it was shared, and yeah, and it was in the television. Then Deutsche Welle television, the German channel, contact me because they want me to paste another Virgin for them to tape. And no, things that you don't expect for some street art, you paste just for, I have to do something, but it happens. No, and that's a good thing that I like to show, that you don't. I was not this artist that was, oh, I need to be an artist and I have to focus on that. And no, it happens. It was organic. It was like, I was a photojournalist, and I was happy being the photojournalist, but then I start doing some things because of a crisis, and change my life completely. No,
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a good thing that to stop and to think, well, am I in the right track? Am I doing what I really like to, or not? No, because, for example, when you're a photojournalist and you start in this business, you're thinking, I want to be in Magnum. No, I want to be like Robert Capa. No, you imagine yourself in the great in the great world of photographers. But when time passes and you struggle to be in a newspaper, or to get your photos in a magazine, or you start thinking, well, maybe I'm not so good. I don't have what you need to be in those places, no? And you have to really think to value what you can do, or what you can do, no? Because sometimes we believe that, no, yeah, I'm the best and I'm gonna do it, but you really have to see if you can do it, no? If you have everything you need to really go there, no? And for example, there was a moment I said, no, I think that I don't have it. No, I don't have the eye of a Robert Capa, or I don't have the courage of someone that goes to a war, or I don't, So this change to photojournalism to art, it was, I think it was the best decision for me. Mm-hmm. Even though it happens organically, mm-hmm. But for example, I can be in a place where I say, no, I'm gonna be a photojournalist, and that's what I want, and I have to get it, no? Mm-hmm. But sometimes you lose some other things just because you go for that carrot instead of looking for another thing, no? Mm-hmm. So, well, that's what happened, and that's what in some of my workshops and everything, I try to say to the people that it's a good thing not to go straight to a point, but to see other things that are around, no?
Yeah, thank you for that piece of wisdom.
Yeah,
Now,
no, but this is because that's what I learned, no?
if you don't mind me asking, what is the symbolism, or what is the what is the symbolism or meaning in that contrast between the Virgin Mary, who, when I think of the Virgin Mary, I think of nurturing, I think of peace, I think of motherly, I think of such words. I don't think militarism, I don't think face mask, I don't think some of these other visuals that you're juxtaposing with the Virgin Mary. So I'm just curious to know what it means for you.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's a combination of various things because, well, for example, I was raised as a Catholic, and my dad was a really Catholic man, but really strict with that. You know that you have to pray and you have to know and go to church and no. So for me, it was like a little bit rejecting that, because when you are forced to do something is when you reject it. So and I'm that kind of guy that if you try to impose something on me, for surely I will not follow you, no, or I will not do it. So when my dad started, now you have to pray and you and God, and so I say no, I don't want that, no, don't impose me anything, no. But it was something that really was important for me. That was when I was really young. I saw my dad that has these virgins and has these saints and talk with the images and they kiss the images and passes through his body and oh yeah God. So for me it was like, it's magic. Why is talking to those images? No, and I went to the images and I saw these virgins and I said, well, they are beautiful, but they are special because my dad talks to them. No, it's crazy. No, when you're a little boy, you say, what's happening there? No, so since I was really young, these images really were important for me because they were special. They were like these magic things. No, so well, I took this. Also because, well, as I told you, my dad was really Catholic, so I start like rejecting all his teachings. But at the same time, you start like thinking in your own things, and you start like questioning God and questioning divinity. And so in this questioning, I start like reading about Jesus and reading about religion, and then you start knowing that Jesus was like the first revolutionary guy because he was against the government in that time, and he represents another kind of a kingdom. So no, you start, yeah, God was Jesus was a revolutionary, yeah, of course, no, and then you start doing these links between things. And well, for me was like, okay, yeah, Jesus with a gun is it's something natural, no, and also because Jesus reminds me a lot of the Che Guevara, the beer, and it was like, for me it was like, oh yeah, Che and Jesus is the same, no. So I start mixing things, and then the Virgin, for example, is, as you say, it's a Virgin of love and a Virgin, but also it's our mother. In Mexico, we think that the Virgin of Guadalupe, more exactly, is our mother. So, but I hear in the news that no, a mother killed his child, and I said, well, mothers can be bad too, no? So then I start changing this Virgin into a bad mother, into this kind of girl that has a gun or has sometimes I put the Virgin Mary killing the Lamb of God. So a lot of people, for that was shocking for them, no, because no, I was killing the Lamb of God. Come on, no. Yeah. I have received a lot of backlash
Sure.
because of my work, but also a lot of people say, no, but it's good to be, because There was a priest I know that liked my work because he said that I make the young people thinking in this in Jesus, in the Virgin, in that they exist, no, that they are part of our culture, and there's that way, no, because sometimes young people don't even know Jesus or the Virgin because they reject since the beginning. So no, so this is another way to approach people to imagine that maybe they will not see or they will not take care about it, you know. So well, that's why I start doing these virgins and these saints.
Yeah.
Now I change. Also, I use religion imaginary, but not all the time. The only thing I use mostly in all my collages is the Sacred Heart.
Mhm.
That it's well, in Mexico we call them milagros because it's a metal heart that you give to the saints so they can cure you from your heart, no? Because if you have a sickness in the heart, you take this heart of metal and put it to the saint, and the saint will cure you, no, from your sickness. And there's a little arms and little no, and that you can put there to the saint, and I use the heart as my main. It's the center of almost all my collages because for me it was really important that when you're in the womb, just about to be born, the first organ that creates in the womb is the heart. No, and it was like, for me, it was like, oh, come on, it's the first organ. No, that's why it's so important. And from the heart starts all the life, no?
Yes.
So that's why I started using these hearts of the Sacred Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And also because for me it was really, really funny that why they don't have a sacred lung or a sacred, I don't know, another organ, no? Why the heart is the only that is sacred, no? So I start to do the sacred lung of Jesus, no, and I put the lungs like really glowing, no, and so it was. My art also is a part is serious, but also I like to joke a lot.
Yes, the themes I perceive are yes, seriousness, but also playfulness and exploration, and even some deep thought, and you're inviting curiosity, I think, in observing your works.
Yeah, well, the good thing about my work, I think, is that you can see my work 1,000 times, and each time you find something different.
Yeah.
Because I put a lot of details, you know, that hidden details or little things.
Yeah.
So people that look my work say, I haven't seen that, no, and I have that collage from 3 years, no. So for me, that's the important thing. But yeah, I try to make them serious.
Yes.
But also, I'm that kind of person that doesn't take anything too serious, you know, because anything is not so important that you cannot play with it, you know.
Yes, even I would say, I mean, for me, I would like to believe God has a sense of humor, and he definitely, I think, shows me that through just very humbling experiences that I've had, very funny and humbling experiences I've had. So I'd like to think that he's a humorous God.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's well, I'm from Mexico, and you know that in Mexico the dead is taken as a joke and as part of our life, and you know, we enjoy that part of life, no, also, and and we know that as it's light, it's the darkness, no. So there are only these two things are combined together all the time, no? That's why I try to combine a little bit the evilness and the goodness and the humor and the seriousness. So no, to make the equilibrium of forces, and people decide why they like to see in my collages, the fun or the tragic or the deepness or
yeah.
No?
Yes.
That's why I like to make them so full of images and so full of themes.
Yes.
So people can find their own thing and attach to them, no?
Yes. I love the contrast in your works. The contrast. I mean the contrast.
Yeah. I put a virgin, and behind the virgin is a s'more for I don't know. It's the world is full of so many things that you can combine, and you can create new things about with the things that you already have. So that I love it, no?
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about collage, that because you never start from the blank canvas, no? You start with something all the time, because you start seeing your papers. You say, I can do this with this, and you make the connections.
Yes.
But you don't start with the blank canvas, no? You know, well, how I do. No, it's I can use this and I can use this, and that's why I like the collage a lot, because
Yes.
and because I'm a really baroque in my work.
Uh-huh.
I can use papers from everywhere and from different ages. No, it's incredible that you can put a paper from the 18th century and a paper from 2021, and they can match each other in a collage. No,
Yeah.
so for me it's like that's wonderful. No, because you cannot use an oil paint from the 1800s and an oil paint from now. No, it's not possible to do that, but in papers it's really easy, no?
There's no limit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I would love to ask you 100 more questions, but if I may, I'd like to ask you 3 more.
Yeah.
And the next one is, what's one thing that you feel most proud of with respect to your professional accomplishments? And you have many, but what's one thing you can think of that you're very proud of?
Well, the first thing I'm proud of, and I'm really happy, my wife is saying, well, before my wife,
Well, your
apart
wife
from
is
my
a
wife,
given, but aside from your wife.
aside from my wife, I'm really proud. Well, yeah, proud of my first exhibition in London. For me, was something I was really proud, because it was my first exhibition. It was in the place I wanted to be, and it was a real success with a singer I really admire, a musician I really admire. So for me, it was like perfect. No, I never imagined a most perfect first exhibition in my life. No. Well, I have never imagined anything, no, but it was like really cool. And another accomplish I'm happy about, Narcos. The Narcos collage gave me a lot of media attention.
Yes.
But I have to struggle a little bit between the images that everyone has about Mexico, about that we are only narcs, and that we are a violent society, and it was between, okay, people already think this about Mexico, and I'm doing a collage about a series that enaltece, how you say it, to
glamorizes, maybe.
Yeah, the violence, no, and the narcs, and the style of the narcs and everything. So I have a little struggle there, but well, I say that this is going to be important for my career. A lot of people will know my name, will know my work, so yeah, I have to do it. I'm proud of the final result, of course, and of course that my a paper collage was exhibited, in New York, at the big cities of New York, in the ads, or in the streets, everything. It was like, oh yeah, I was there, no, and it's my work, no, or to see or to see every day your little collage in Netflix when you open Netflix is something like, oh yeah, it's mine, no. Yeah, of course, and also because when you go to a gallery and you say, well, I'm the one that made the Mexico 2 key art and everything, they say, oh, they changed, no, because you did something that was important, no, that was a success and was for a big media and everything, no. So yes, I have to say I'm proud of Narcos, even with this struggle I have inside of me. But well, I think that after all, the thing that really make me decide to do it is that I have a total creative freedom.
Sí.
So Netflix was not over me saying, no, you cannot do that, or don't do that. So it was something good to work for them.
Mhm.
They pay good and they pay in time. So it was, it was.
That helps for sure.
Yeah, it does helps a lot. Yeah.
So let me ask you the next question. What's one thing that you might do differently in your artistic career? And by that, I mean anything from an artistic process change or a strategy or an attitude towards something. What's one thing you might change?
Well, one thing I changed, and I think that has followed me from all my life, is that when I was a kid in Mexico, my family had a lot of money,
Yeah.
and we travel a lot to Disneyland. Like each month we go to Disneyland and to Disney World and Epcot, and it was like a really good childhood.
Yeah.
But then I grow and then I went to Chiapas.
Mhm.
And I see from firsthand all the poverty, all the people that struggle for everyday life, and the things that the Mexican army was doing, lying to the society by saying that they were bad, the indigenous people were bad, but they weren't. You start like seeing life really really close.
Mhm.
And then in that moment I start relating poverty, richness with evilness, no? So
Mhm.
all the rich people are evil, so I have to hate them, and I don't have to have money, no?
Mhm.
So and that way of thinking has made me not to have like a lot of money. I have success in my work, but I'm still the guy that struggles every day, every month to pay this rent, no, and to buy things, and a normal guy, because and it's because I don't know, the money just goes, and so maybe I have to change that way of thinking to separate evil with money.
Uh-huh.
So I have to be more, so I can be more to have more money for me to because you bring what you think. So for me, the law of attraction, I think it's really important, no?
Yeah.
Also another thing that I will change is I will convince my parents to study art,
Okay.
because I think that okay, graphic design was good and has doing good for me, but I think that in an art university or studying arts or painting or something more artistic, for me, you have done a lot of things. I could start my career early. I will have success, I don't know, maybe in another thing, not only in collage, but in painting or in sculpture, or I don't know. So maybe that thing I will change it to try to convince my parents not to study graphic design, but study arts, no? And but yeah, I think that from that I have managed my work and my career really well. I have traveled a lot. That's why I love to travel. So that was perfect. I have known China. I have exhibit in China. I have exhibit in Spain, in London, in Mexico, in a lot of places. No, it's and I go there and I know more people, and more artists, and then other galleries, and you start like doing these connections with all the world. And now with the social media, well, you can connect with everyone. So, for example, April, that we have to talk about April.
Yes.
I met her by Facebook.
Through Facebook?
It was through Facebook, because I'm a part of a group that is called Collage Artists of America.
Okay.
And I upload my collages daily. When I finish one, I upload there. And April is part of that group also, and she says something about the collage I upload.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, but it was an intelligent thing, not something like congratulations or beautiful. No, it was like something more
Substance.
with more substance. And I answer her. No, yeah, I do this and that. And then we start like talking just by writing in the Facebook.
Yeah.
And then in Twitter, I start to follow her in Twitter, and she's really active in Twitter.
Uh-huh.
And she uploaded that she has made a jewel for Nikki Sixx, the bass player of Motley Crue.
Uh-huh.
And I was when I was young, I was heavy metal fan, but to the top, you know. So when I saw that she knew Tommy Lee,
Yeah.
immediately I wrote to her, you know Tommy Lee, come on, no, that was my hero, you know, and Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee and all the Motley Crue were my heroes, no. So she answered me, yes, I know some of them, and she sent me a picture with Ricky Rocket from Poison. I said, you know Poison, come on. I was like, oh, she's incredible. I want to be your friend. yeah. So I started writing her because I said, no, I love that music. And we started talking about music. And she started to tell me about her stories when she was a heavy metal fan. And, you know, it was really cool to speak with, to write her because she was a little bit shy. And then I start to follow her in all the other social media, and she's really intelligent. No, even though you can see she hasn't had a really easy life, but she tries to continue, and she's struggling with some things, but she has the courage to this is not going to stop me. I have to go further. No, so that's I really start to admire her. Mm-hmm. and her work, and you know it was little by little we construct like the friendship until one day I was thinking of doing the Coronavirgin. I wanted to do it in a jewel, like something to hang. Uh-huh. in maybe in silver. So I start asking some friends if they can do it and everything. And I remember that April does jewels, no? And I asked her, I said, well, we can do this and we can do another thing. And then she started talking to me about the process we can do. And I said, well, yes, if you know how to do it, let's do it. No, let's start working together. And she told me, okay, well, I'm not really happy talking with people, but if you want, we can do a call, no? Okay, yeah, well, and we called each other, and it was really good. Like it was talking to an old friend. We start talking about art and now your work, now my work, and you and the jewels, and so it was. And we feel like really comfortable with each other, so that's why we start like thinking in collaborating together, no? Because you have this feeling with another person, not only for her work, but for personal. Mm-hmm. So we start, let's do a collaboration. Yeah, because I know how to make jewels, and you know you have a lot of ideas, so let's collaborate together, no? So well, this was like our first approach, mm-hmm. And then I say, well, okay, the jewel thing is like for a long-term collaboration, because it's not easy to make a jewel and to make the sculpture and then to change it, and then I want the coronavirus to be in another color like the Virgin. So we have to really land the project. Uh-huh. So I say, well, to start collaborating and to make it easier, let's start doing mail, no? Collage mail. I sent her, I made a collage here in Barcelona. I started. And then I sent it to her so she can finish the collage. And then she starts one in San Diego, when she's going to be in San Diego, I think. Yes. And she's going to send me back his collage, and I finish it, no? So each one will have a finished collage that the other one started. And we're going to make 10 of these. Uh-huh. So we can do an exhibition after a couple of months. We're going to end 10 collages and make an exhibition together. First here in Barcelona, and then to move the exhibition to the United States or England, because she's moving between the United States and England. Uh-huh. So we have to see where she's going to be, and to start to make 2 exhibitions of our work together.
Oh, that's a great idea. In fact, I was going to ask you, what will you do post completion with your finished works? And you answered that question.
We're gonna do exhibition.
Yeah.
An exhibition, and also we want. Well, it depends of the images we use, because we have to take care of the copyright. In collage, it's really important to be really careful with the copyright, because you're using images from others.
Mhm.
So, but our idea is also to make them prints, no, to print them and to sell the prints, the original and the prints, no.
Mhm.
And I'm also starting to see the non-fundable tokens, the NFTs.
Mhm.
So maybe we do an NFT together. There are a lot of ways we can collaborate. So we have good chemistry, and that's the most important thing you need with another artist. So well, there's gonna be a lot of collaborations there. And you're gonna be the one that knows everything, so don't worry.
Oh, well, I'm honored. Thank you. Well, that was my last question for you for today. Again, thank you so very much. You had a extra long and extra busy day, and still you carved out time to hang out with me, and I really appreciate that. I feel like we've known each other longer somehow. I don't know if it's
You look really familiar to me.
Monday.
You look really familiar to me.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, like I know from another place. I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
Well, thank you to April Star Davis, who connected Ernesto Muñiz and I. Thank you also, a little bit different from what we've talked about, but I actually met April Star Davis through a mutual friend, Angela Picard, who's a vocalist and a curator, artistic director, and a global arts leader. So that's how I met April Star Davis. And then through April Star Davis, I met Ernesto, and who knows who will introduce to one another from our circle of friends. But in any case, I'm very grateful for all of their friendships, thankful to you. Hello to your wife, hello to your family. I wish you the very best out there in Barcelona, and I hope we chat again. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
No, and when you want, come to Barcelona. It's beautiful. You have a house here.
Oh my goodness. Well, same here in San Diego. You always have a home.
Thank you.